Peace, this is Intelligent, the Rap Griot. And today I'm going to bring to y'all one of the illest MCs in the game who's got a brother that spit and is also one of the illest people in the game that you may have never heard of. For those who don't know, we post breakdowns. Breakdowns are documentary style features or stories that deal with hip hop. We publish these on Instagram. So I posted this one a little while back. I would say early at the beginning of this year, maybe towards the end of last year, I'm not sure. But I'll put it up on the screen so you'll see the actual date. And we got a lot of feedback. We got actually a response from the MC himself. And we also got a response from one of his family members. So this brother that I'm talking about that's one of the illest people in the game, first of all, is Fabolous. And for those who don't know, he got a brother that's damn near as ill as him. And that is Paul Cain. Both of them hailing from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Shout out to BK. You know I'm from BK. And being from BK is the reason you see me rocking this unisex Brooklyn, New York t-shirt and hat. This is the latest part of a collection by Uswear, today's sponsor. Uswear is known for their home team apparel, a collection of clothes that pays homage to different hoods. This is a part of their latest gear that reflects them paying homage to New York, and particularly their inspiration is drawn from the Knicks, so you have the Knicks colors. This represents all of the boroughs: Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, Manhattan, and of course, New York City as a whole. So if you want to rep your city, rep your borough, check them online at uswearonline.com. Back to the show. They hail from Brevoort housing projects. So I'm going to play the breakdown right now, and then we'll get into the comments. How can a rapper with Faboulous' DNA, mixtape history, and bars sharper than most platinum rappers still fly under the radar? Paul Cain, the younger brother of Fabolous, came up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, where competition wasn't friendly, it was survival. From DJ Clue mixtapes to the Keepin' It Gangsta remix, Paul Cain has held his own next to Fab, Joe Budden, Red Cafe, and Ransom, some of the top MCs that defined New York's mixtape era. In 2017, when Fabolous received the key to Brooklyn, Paul Cain posted a salute on Instagram with the hashtags, "Real family, my real brother." That bond wasn't industry, it was blood. In recent years, Paul Cain's pen stayed razor sharp, trading verses with Styles P and Conway, plus sitting down with Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion. Fans and peers alike call him one of the most slept-on lyricists out of the East. He never chased the spotlight, he just out-rapped most people that did. So the question remains, how can somebody this connected, this talented, and this authentic still go unnoticed by the mainstream? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Yeah, so if you wasn't familiar, that's Paul Cain. Check him out. He got a crazy history airing out the mixtape scene, obviously. He was bodying it when Fab was out. He was bodying the Clue tapes, all of them. He also got a lot of tracks with a lot of known artists, as I mentioned in the breakdown. Styles P, Conway. You can catch him with Ransom. You know, he out there. He actually just recently put out some new materials with another brother.
We know it well, and we still wish it would. If we standing on business, then we f***ing where he stood.
So yeah, but what was interesting about this breakdown is with a lot of the breakdowns I post, I get responses from different people. I mean, I've had 50 Cent respond, you know, all types of people, Mike Epps, I mean, Shaquille O'Neal, all type of people putting comments on the page. So, but this one was interesting is that we actually got a response from Paul Cain. So Paul Cain explained why he really hasn't made the progress that a lot of us might expect of him in the game because he's so nice. I wouldn't compromise the way they wanted me to. So that's what he said, man, in response, you know. And I told him I understand. I put a comment back up there, let him know I understand how the game go. And it's just a reminder, man, there's so many talented brothers and sisters out there that get busy, but because of the shenanigans that go on in the game, you know, they ain't with it. And you know, as a result, man, we lose out as people who love the game of hip hop, you know, because at the end of the day, they out here putting out this product for us to listen to. So, you know, a lot of times we want to see these people excel and get the props they deserve, and also just have, you know, the financial, you know, withal to put out more material. You know, the more material they put out, the better for us. But Paul Cain, he wasn't with the shenanigans, all the industry stuff. He didn't go into no details, but we can imagine. We heard all the stories, about how the game is when it comes to record companies, when it comes to contracts, when it comes to management, and all these other aspects of the game. But another thing I thought that was interesting, we also got another response from one of his siblings, not Fabolous. I did tag Fab in it. I'm pretty sure Fab saw it, but we got a response from their sister, Mikey. I like this write up of you. I love you. In the comment, when she commented, she put real family, hashtag real family, hashtag my real brother, hashtag Paul Cain. Yeah, so I thought that was dope that we actually got a response, from Fab and Paul Kane's sister, to show that she was tapped in and she liked what I was doing. She said she liked the write up. Yeah, man, this was what Rap Griot is about, man. A griot, the purpose of a griot is the keeper of the oral traditions and the history. It's a term that's actually a French term, but it's more known as an African term. Obviously, we know that the French colonized a lot of Africa. So back in the days, the griots would keep this history, what's going on in Africa, and that's where the term come from. So I created Rap Griot because it's my duty and all our duty as people that love and feel hip hop to keep this history going and let people know what's going on. So that's what I did with the breakdowns. And with this particular breakdown about Paul Cain, it was dope because a lot of people really didn't know who Paul Cain was. They didn't know Fab even had a brother. So it was good to see that people, got to learn about him and got to check him out afterwards. So yeah, man. So that's what it was, man. That was the breakdown. That was Paul Cain response. If you ever wanted to know why he ain't in here, I think he did go kind of touch on this on the interview on Mav Hoffa one time. He talked about, the BS he been dealing with the labels. He didn't go into no major detail from what I remember, but I would advise y'all to check that interview with Mav Hoffa, my expert opinion, and just look Paul Cain up. He got a few interviews online, not a lot, but he does have a few. Follow his page, check him out on the gram, Paul Cain. I think it's Paul Cain SF Street Fam. Yeah, man, but that's what I just wanted to share that with y'all. Dope little story. It always touches me when I get, responses from the people that I do breakdowns on, or I get responses from people that are intimately involved in it. I'll be dropping some more of these so you'll get a little insight. But I advise y'all to follow us. Check me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. I am on Threads, Facebook, Twitter, and also TikTok. But really, Instagram is where it's popping. We have 74,000 followers right now and growing. We get a lot of traction. We get a lot of love from other artists. I've done some shared posts with Havoc, Jada Kiss, a lot of different people, man. Like I said, Shaquille O'Neal shares our posts. A lot of people be checking in. But yeah, man, check us out. Check our breakdowns out. Check out a lot of the other stuff we be doing, a lot of stuff going on. Check out the podcast we got going. Me and my brother Bees, we got a collaboration where we do a podcast called a 50 Plus Show, where we honor those, from the old school, those, like myself, I'm 50 years old, those that's around that still love hip hop, that's still giving us that raw hip hop at the age of 50. You can check that on YouTube, the 50 Plus. You can check us on Instagram, the 50 Plus Show. But I'm gonna let y'all go right now. Put it in the comments, man. I want to know how many of y'all knew about Paul Cain. If so, what are some of your favorite tracks from him? I know it's a dope, tons of freestyles he got, tons of mixtape material he got, man. And he got official projects out. You can look up on Spotify. That's where I normally catch him at. But yeah, man, check out Paul Cain. And I'm gonna leave y'all at that. Once again, this is Intelligent, the Rap Griot. Peace.